Arkansas and South Carolina set to get the SEC tournament started. First game of the tournament, just your classic 9-16 matchup that we all have come to know and love. Something we'll have to adjust to with the elongated nature of these tournaments with the expanded conference. But Dion, we were talking before we hit record. I do think there's a little bit more storylines in this game than there would be if it wasn't for a 9-16 matchup. There was Arkansas making the surge towards the NCAA tournament. As John Calipari said, they put him in the coffin, but they forgot the nails. Kentucky or Arkansas has been pretty good since then. There I go saying Kentucky. Arkansas, since beating Kentucky since February 1st, 32nd in the country on Bart Torvik, right ahead of Illinois, UNC, and UConn. Tells you where Arkansas is. But who's Arkansas's last loss to, Dion?
South Carolina by a lot, as you've been telling me since we hopped on this Zoom to make all these previews.
By 19 points. South Carolina led by as many as 35 in that game, which is also the same amount of points Colin Murray Boyle scored. No, Arkansas wants some revenge for that. They're clearly the better team. What? How do they avoid that from happening again?
Effort. I mean, when you lose by 19, like a lot of it's just effort. Even if the team's that much better than you, right? Like you get smoked by Auburn by 20, 25 points, at a certain point, you probably quit. Um, so I think just coming out, playing hard, wanting it, you know. South Carolina is going to want this game more than Arkansas, to be fair though, and I think that's going to play a role in honestly how you should bet the game for one, but how the game's played. And the reality of the situation is South Carolina, this could be their last game of the season. Um, well, I guess the CBI or whatever.
I don't
That
know. I don't know if the CBI is going to take them.
That's fair. They should. Colin Murray Boyles in a postseason tournament could be special. He also probably wouldn't play in it, but but I guess it's most likely going to be their last game because I think Arkansas wins it. But to be fair to them, they're going to come out guns blazing. This could be it literally for Colin Murray Boyles in college basketball. Obviously, one and done, so it's not like it's a super long lived thing, but still,
Mhm.
no one wants their last game to be nationally televised and you get stomped out by a team. Is that a real quote by Calipari, by the way, the Coffin
Yeah.
King?
Oh, yeah.
No, hey, we're so back. And we're so back. It's crazy. We're so back. It's crazy. My favorite, I got to add that to my list of things because my favorite saying is you planned the funeral and you forgot to bring the body.
That's your favorite thing.
That's my favorite thing to say. Whenever like it's like we're clowning this team as if they're dead, I'm always like, all right, we're planning the funeral. Better make sure you bring the body.
Yeah, direct quote. Everyone put us in a coffin. They just forgot the nails.
I love that. I'm adding that to my bag. I'm adding that to my bag.
In the first matchup, if you want to say Arkansas is going to turn this around, Duthiero did not play. Arkansas shot 3 of 22 from three, average 0.77 points per possession. Just dreadful offensive showing. The flip side, if you want to believe that maybe South Carolina can pull this upset again or make things close, I mentioned Calmary Boyles. He had 35 points in that game. Nick Pringle had 18. The Gamecocks just punked Arkansas with their front court, outplayed them up front in every which way, won the rebounding battle. Obviously, the bigs were phenomenal. Fouled out Trevin Brazil. Jonas 80 was in foul trouble. Big Z did next to nothing. Couldn't handle the physicality. That's the recipe for South Carolina. If you're going to do this again, you have to have your lottery pick, first round pick, Conroy Boyles, be the best player on the court. When he is that, South Carolina can compete with teams like Arkansas. When he is not, they lose handily, and it's why they're the 16 seed in the SEC.
I think I'm glad you brought up Big Z. Because if I was Cal, if we make the tournament and Illinois doesn't, I'm gonna ask if Big Tom can come play for me. I don't think
Well, you,
anyone would.
you asked for Tom anyway. Illinois is making the tournament.
That's fair. I would just ask for Tom. Like the swap might be good for both teams. The swap might be pretty good for both
It
teams.
might. It might. I could
uh,
I could get on board with that.
no, I did, but I mean, going back to South Carolina, like, is there any amount of games they win where they could like go to the NIT at least?
No.
Not even if they get to like the
Not,
semis.
I mean, they're 12 and 17, or sorry, not 12 and 17. I'm looking at this wrong. 12 and 19 overall. So even if they win the entire tournament, I think you're looking at 17 and 19 overall record going into the NCAA tournament as the auto bid. Like you're not getting into the NIT with a losing record.
That's fair. I feel like you should if you played in the SEC though. Honestly, like if I'm the NIT, like why not just invite all the SEC teams?
Well, you might get like two.
Well, yeah. Well, if they say no, they say no, but they would have to say no to me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hmm.
Who wins?
Arkansas,
How much?
not many. I think it's a single possession game. Maybe they win by two possessions because of free throws, but I think you're looking at a single. Like South Carolina has the ball down two or three, with less than 45 seconds to play.
Yeah. I I feel bad because I've probably warped your brain on South Carolina with how much I've talked about them. I'm a Gamecock alum, if you are not aware. Um, Here are some splits for South Carolina. Okay. At home, they're 10 and 8 on the season. Offense is 87th best in the country. Defense is 51st in the country, according to Torvik. Not great, but not bad. Away from home, road or neutral games. They're 2 and 11, 172 on offense and 78 on defense. Away from Colonial Life Arena, they are dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. As much as I want to believe that they can test Arkansas again, and I do think there's something there with the front court in this matchup in particular, I think Arkansas wins. I think Arkansas wins by double digits. The Gamecocks probably keep it close for 20, 25 minutes, but eventually Arkansas is just talent advantage is going to win out, and they're going to advance in this one.
Be honest, I think 10 and 8 at home is pretty dreadful too, to be completely
Yeah, not great, but it's better than 2 and 11 away from it.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, they're due. That's what I would say.
They are
They're due.
due.
They're due. And listen,
They may be due due, but they're due.
even if South Carolina wins, them nails still ain't in their coffin, and I think that's going to be South Carolina's biggest advantage in this game. Is that funeral isn't gonna be happening after this game regardless. So the best thing that happened to South Carolina coming into this tournament is Arkansas probably locking up their tourney appearance, and I don't think you're gonna get the most desperate Arkansas team, a team that struggled with desperation in its own right this season, even at points when they needed to be desperate.
That's true. You may not. We'll see. We'll have a full recap after the game and the hours after the game. We're going to turn these things around quick. It's tournament time. Got to keep things going. So make sure you're checking out the channel daily, if not twice a day. Make sure you like and subscribe.